So, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about a topic that I haven't really covered too much. How stupid people are in social media and regarding sports around the holiday season. Well, it's a well-known fact that the World Juniors start in Canada and worldwide on December 26th, which is Boxing Day. That's three-quarters of the world recognized as a holiday. But in recent days, you're seeing a bunch of morons on the internet channeling everything from the Illuminati to, I don't know, Satanism in regards to the NFL because they're showing games on Christmas Day. Well, we know that bowl games in the States have been held on Christmas Day and or New Year's Eve or New Year's for years and years and years. The NFL is trying to expand its market to include Amazon Prime, to include Netflix. I really don't know what these people are thinking. If you're listening to this podcast, you're part of the channel, and you believe that having NFL games on Christmas Day is satanic or celebrates Illuminati, get the fuck off my channel. I don't want you here. This is all about money. The first game had Kansas City, who were the defending Super Bowl champions, against perennial favorites with the fans, the Pittsburgh Steelers, although Kansas City blew them out 29-10. A lot of people were watching. But I think the most bizarre of the second game was Baltimore, the Ravens, winning 31-2 against Houston. And Houston all he scored was a safety. Now, it's well-known fact that many sports, including the WWE, and yes, wrestling's a real sport, are showing up on non-streaming channels. Now, this is where we're getting bizarre as well. A lot of people are basically don't recognize the facts that the NFL games are shown exclusively sometimes online or streaming in the States, but in Canada, CTV and TSN have the package. They're showing quite a number of games this year because of the time differences with the CTVs across Canada. If you buy the CTV package on Bell, like what they call the time stream, you're pretty well going to get all the games either on CTV or CTV2. So I don't see any problems. Sitting down watching a football game during the holidays and Thanksgiving is not frowned upon. Why would it be frowned upon on Christmas Day? Thanksgiving is a spiritual holiday for a lot of people. But when you're bringing up, I guess, Taylor Swift and other people are using satanic, hand gestures, I don't see that in there. Jesus fucking Christ. The biggest problem is, you know what the biggest problem is right now? There's a movement online trying to convince Canadians that the Detroit Lions are Canada's team because they had a bunch of people at a viewing party, I think, in Ottawa. Now that's completely... Only Satan could come up with an idea that Detroit Lions are Canada's team. I tell you who Canada's team is, or one of them. They were playing Kansas City on Christmas Day. I know a lot of people who are Pittsburgh fans were looking forward to that for weeks, to sit down, and most of the games were past the lunchtime sit down, and kind of a lot of people were hoping Pittsburgh would win that game to put them in a better playoff stead. So, ladies and gentlemen, what I want you to figure out as we go along, why would anybody think they have an opinion about the NFL when you've never covered it, never played it, never collected cards, don't even know how much the NFL is worth? Look how sports cards have jumped in value because of the NFL in recent years. You look at the Patrick Mahomes situation. I don't think people are Kansas City fans because of Taylor Swift. They got a good team. But look at the Dallas Cowboys, like that guy who said Dallas is not Canada's team. Well, I don't know. Half of Canada wants to see them lose, and half of them want to see them win. That means you're the most popular and most despised team in all of Canada. See, the idea about sitting down a bunch of people around the TV and watching a game. Now, in the next few weeks, and I don't want anybody going online saying that because we're showing the World Juniors prime time on Boxing Day that this goes against religion or whatever like that. We got a whole bunch of bowl games coming up in the next few days. The ones that did make the collegiate playoffs are going to be playing these bowl games. You got to understand, ladies and gentlemen, social media is doing that. There's nobody is saying 20 years ago or 30 years ago or 40 years ago, bowl games or holiday football games held on Christmas Day were satanic. The reason why they're trying different things. They might be trying Wednesday games down the road. They want to check how it works out. there was already a Thursday game scheduled on Boxing Day. And the United States does not recognize Boxing Day. That's still a holiday in Canada. I'm doing this December 26th. Boxing Day is a holiday in Canada. So where does that leave us with the NFL for the last few games of the season? Well, it's a tight playoff race, and yesterday's games proved that. So, ladies and gentlemen, just remember, enjoy the holidays. Do try to stay away from crackpots on social media. The people think that Detroit Lions are Canada's team. I can't even believe I'm saying this. Hard enough that Donald Trump won in the States another presidency, but we got to put up with somebody thinking that the Detroit Lions are Canada's team. My God, ladies and gentlemen. If you have a wall, bang your head against it. Even when Barry Sanders was there, ladies and gentlemen, back in the 1990s, nobody in Canada really cared about Detroit because he always found a way to lose. Goes back to the Eric Hipple era. By the way, if you're an American listening to this channel and don't know much about the World Juniors, it's quite the experience. It's the best young prospects from Canada, States, the international countries. It's good to sit down and watch this. Good to experience the future draft picks. You look at Lane Hudson, you look at Cole Caulfield of Montreal, Austin Matthews started there, Phil Kessel, the former Maple Leaf star. It's a beautiful experience to see the young kids gather together around the holidays, and basketball tournaments are big on that too, the holiday week. I know for a fact I covered a lot of basketball tournaments that started on Christmas Day because of time limitations. Doesn't mean, those basketball players are satanic. It's just the fact is what can work best for the system. But ladies and gentlemen, another thing too about football. It's kind of weird this year with the 17 games each team plays. So technically there's an extra 30 plus games that have to be played. That's probably why you're seeing more games held around the holiday season this year than previous years, because you got those extra contests. So that'll be, if there's an extra game for each of the teams, that's 15 or 16 extra games. They have to be played someplace. Now, in Canada, obviously, Netflix is going to be hosting WWE down the road for Raw and SmackDown. There's no indication if Sportsnet 360 will be continuing with that. That's yet to be announced. I really don't know what the process is there. So over the next few weeks, there's going to be a whole bunch of changes going on in sports. But again, say it one more last time. Having a game on Christmas Day is not satanic. Having a game on Christmas Day is monetarily a good idea because you're going to be able to sell more ads, and they had Beyonce do a concert as well. Like, it all plays together. It's going to, maybe down the road, that's going to be a mini Super Bowl before the Super Bowl. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's my rant today. Happy Boxing Day. If you like what you're doing here with our sporting podcast, and no, the Detroit Lions are not Canada's team. It's the first time you're hearing this. It's a shock to me, too. So, I mean, I think this guy must have fell out of his car bringing the beer back and hit his head and needs to be adjusted. Have a good one. Bye.